old cable car. Right as Mount Trebević looms over Sarajevo, city of Sarajevo, that you can see down there. Quite high up, good view. See the city hall down below, yellow building, and the Bastion here. Sarajevo surrounded by a lot of like mountains, hills, a lot of good vantage points, but Mount Trebević is the main one. It adds to the scenic vibe of the city. When you walk around anywhere in the city, you can see sort of mountains, hills. It's also a double-edged sword as well, because it was used during the siege of Sarajevo by the Serb forces, Bosnian Serb forces, who bombarded the city every day. I think there's about 300 explosives, bombs, or more than that, estimated more than that, dropped in the city every day and destroyed or badly damaged pretty much every building for almost 4 years. I think it was like 3 years, 8 months and 51 days or something like that in all. The siege lasted for. It's the longest siege in modern history apparently. Used it as like a sort of way to blockade in the city. You've got another sort of relic, abandoned relic, which was used by the Bosnian Serbs during the siege, 92 to 96. It's the abandoned bobsleigh track, most known for being used in the 1984 Winter Olympics. I think it's the 14th Winter Olympics, which Yugoslavia held. So you can walk along now, abandoned. It's advised not to go off the paths or, you know, willy-nilly because of mines again, but I believe it's covered in all sorts of like artwork, graffiti and artwork. Hopefully there'll be some good artwork to look at along the way. They weren't just bombarding the city with bombs, but there's all snipers around everywhere as well, so people down in the city of Sarajevo trying to hold out all that time. Eventually UN, I think, sent in humanitarian aid in the form of food packages and built a tunnel from the city of Sarajevo to the international airport that they held at the time. It was maybe airlines, I think, planes they used to get people out, get refugees out, and also fly in aid, medical aid and food and such like. See it down here, it's quite good at all, hidden amongst the trees and everything now. Like the higher run, the faster run and the lower run here. Don't think it's too long, but it's good to come up. You can just walk down it. I think there are things they've read as plans to sort of restore it or do it up, renovate it. Not necessarily, I think, for the original purpose, but I think someone did use it for, like bobsleigh racing in 2006 or something, I believe. It's popular with the graffiti artists. More art, more inspired art as you walk a bit further down. It's quite a good one here, like a dragon, quite large as well. Doing it on like a curve must be a bit difficult. It's like a big Chinese dragon, isn't it? I think. Reprint. Oh, I don't know what that says actually. Big piece of artwork though. Yeah, I think this is the artist put his little handle on Instagram at kerem.musanovic, I think that says. Pretty steep down here actually. Must have got quite some speed going down. Makes me think of the film like Cool Runnings. From what I read, the 1984 Winter Olympics here in Sarajevo were very successful. I think they recouped all the money from it, extra profit. It was actually completed in 1982, so 1300 meters long and 13 turns and all. It was used for like Bosnian Serbs as defensive positions with all the turns, curves and everything. It's like a sort of like pre-made like trench for them. I don't know if it's sort of split off into like 2 tracks here. It looks, I don't know what that is. It looks like it's collapsing. It's maybe bigger structure. Actually sort of splits off into 2 here, or 3 rather. I think that must be the start of another run going down, lower, steeper run. I don't know how far it goes on. Curve around all the like pine trees and stuff. I was going to head out Sarajevo to another abandoned place today, a bit further out, about 40-45 minute drive I think. It was a bit harder to get there than I initially thought, so I'm probably going to have to scrap it, come back and do it another time. Coming up to the big curve here, coming around. Must have been probably where the judges' tower was, or one of the towers filming. Just speed around. So when it feels longer than initially thought, maybe just because I'm stopping off quite a bit, but I suppose when you're actually doing it and the going down in the sled, it's probably over in no time, speeding down. Don't know how fast you would get in it. It depends. Doesn't seem like it's a great surface to sled on. I know it's sort of worn and ruined a bit over time, but the siege finally came to an end. Siege of Sarajevo and Bosnian conflict in 1996 with the signing of the Dayton Accords, named because different sides, belligerents, signed it. Treaty in Dayton, Ohio. Dayton Accords brought an end to the hostilities. Yeah, seems quite a few tracks running along. And some better artwork, graffiti down here coming up. Can't really make out what that is. Sort of like Sonic, isn't it, I think? What was the other one? Tails. It's like an Arctic fox, isn't it? Makes for a quite nice, peaceful little walk, actually. Not too many people walking down it, to be honest. We've passed about 3 people so far. This rate seems to be descending quite a lot. Probably wasn't worth buying the return ticket in the cable car. It's like an abandoned observatory nearby. Might go and check that out if it's not too far. We could open a gallery. It's just your usual graffiti. Low class graffiti. Others are like actually inspired artwork, so I suppose it changes over time. And you get up. I don't know why it's like just disjointed like that, damage or something, but it doesn't look like it was always like that, to be honest. It's an old path I think they must have built, maybe spectators to walk up and down. Now overgrown, reclaimed by the forest. Swamp runs. Like it gets narrower here for some reason. I'm sure it doesn't. It's probably just a perception, but quite thick forest actually, large pine trees. Obviously with the Dayton Accords, one of the kind of provisions was that the country, Bosnia, what would be formed as Bosnia and Herzegovina, would be formed of a three-part government, presidents, representing the so-called Bosniaks, Bosnian Muslims, Bosnian Serbs and the Croats. Good one. Crumbling bit already. The old Yugoslav sign there. I think you'd have to really pick up some speed coming down to get up here because it's quite an incline. And then I finally come to the end, it seems, at least nowadays. So really steep section. Come up, it just ends. Fly off at speed into the trees here, it seems. Imagine the amount of concrete that went into building this thing. Quite mind-boggling, to be honest.